I'm back again. Good afternoon. Two interesting things. One, this session is supposed to start at 2:15 and supposed to finish by 2:35, but we are exactly at 3:15, right? So we'll try to make this session short, as much as crisp, as much as possible for all of us, right? Second, post lunch, we definitely don't want to talk about talent, right? We definitely talk about the power nap for some time, right? But difficult for me as a single speaker to engage you and talk about the talent. And also, I do not have any presentation, any slide. So my task is huge. Let me see what. I think it's a very interesting topic when we talk about internal talent marketplace. Can we assume this conference hall as a marketplace, and we all of us are the talent? Let's put up in this way. I make the session short, interactive, and I need your participation on this. I'm not going to give you any gyan, and I definitely not talk about something which I do not practice personally. So let's make it very clear that. Let's assume this building or this conference hall is a marketplace, and we all of us are a talent. And I'm going to ask 3 questions to all of you, and I need your honest participation, including me also. I will also raise my hand. Okay, my first, the response which I want from all of you, think about that and then response. How many of you feel that you are in the right job? No, I'm not talking about the right company. I'm talking about the right job. All right, so if I look at the hand, around 25% will say you are in the right job. Okay, fairly well. So it means all of you are doing what you wanted to be. And you think that all of you are made for this, what we are doing, right? Is that the meaning? Yes. All right. Second, how many of us know that our true potential? Honestly, even I don't know my true potential. I'm doing because I've been doing the same thing last 20 years. So I think I slightly learned over the period of a time, or maybe my mind, my body, my thinking process has been acclimatized to do this, or maybe patterned to behave like this. But really I don't know my true potential. So how many of you think that you know your true potential? Only 4 hand, 5 hand, 6 hand. Okay. Now, the third response which I am looking for all of you, including me as well, how many feel that you continue doing what you are doing because you don't want to take the risk or chance for doing something different? Okay, here is the now response. I got the answer of this response. Now when we talk about the internal talent marketplace, we're coming to the context, we're trying to understand the perspective. We have a very old tradition, right? When girl and boys go to the marriage, we plan for the marriage in the family. Our parents always look for the kundali match, right? Or maybe the palmistry or maybe something, right? Try to figure out how much is the matching or compatibility percentage, or maybe decide the future, how long it will be going to sustain, right? How many of you have experienced this thing personally? Personally for you, or maybe for the family? Only one? But I see in India it's very common, right? It's very common. We talk about the kundli, right? If we don't talk about the kundli, if you feel bad, we go to the palmistry. We go to the astrologer, right? The astrologer tell me I'm running through this problem, how is going to what solution you want to tell me, what is that problem is going to sustain, how long is going to sustain, about that, right? Because it's only because we wanted to certify someone who's telling me this is the situation and this is the problem, If you do this, this can be sorted out to the certain extent. Not sure about that, but to a certain extent. Let's think about that in the terms of the talent perspective. Can you close this door, please? Yeah. Now let's look at the perspective. Let's assume that if we have someone who can come and tell us that, hey, this is your potential, this is your the job which you are primarily fit for, or you can compatible to what you have, and these are the chances of success and failure, right? How do you think about that? You feel great, right? Right? That's what we do these days with our generation, with our kids. What we do with our kids now? We are not enforcing what we have done, typical the pattern, what we did study in college, did my graduation or engineering, whatever. What we do have conversation with the people now. We talk about what is your interest area. That's what the Alpha or the Generation Z talked about these days, right? Gone are the days what we have been practicing, correct? That's what talking about the AI empowered in the organization. We'll come to point here. Now let's go back, cut to 30 years back. If you look at the cut 30 years back, what used to happen? We still remember the Times of India asset on the Wednesday. The opportunity comes, description, a brief about the role, and the people used to apply, right? People used to apply for the role for some basic detailed information, right? 5 years back, what happened? What has changed? The change is just the paper print is converted into the digital platform. Nothing change has happened, right? Now the job available on the digital platform, right? Now, what has changed now when we talk about? When we talk about why this is happening, because we are finding people for the job. We never talked about finding job for the people, right? As an organization, what we do, we have a job description which is listed. We go back, the same job description which has written 10 years back. We do little bit mining, little bit tweaking, and we send it back to the consultant or hiring team to go and find out the people, right? Whereas organization has transformed, the role has transformed from X to Y level, the requirement has changed, but nothing much has changed about that. And this shift is happening only because we have been talking about the people for the job. We're talking about job for the people. We never talked about job for the people. We are identifying the people for the job, right? We never looked at the job for the people, right? That's the shift which is happening from, talking about the generation which talked about in the past and the generation which talked about currently. That's about the marketplace and the internal talent marketplace which happened. Look at what we do that. I'm sharing my example. 2 years back, in a leadership team, we wanted to have a strong debate and deliberation we wanted to focus on build versus buy. The talent perspective, the build versus buy. Why not we build it? Why we buy it from the market, right? We have a strong discussion, and then we want to do leadership alignment, how much our leadership team is aligned on the thought process. So we had 2 days on-site, off-site meeting. We talked about why not build it, why not versus what are the challenges, pro and cons. And then finally at the end of the day, we agreed that let's talk about build the talent, not the buy the talent. Now the question comes, okay, build the talent, okay. Now then all the functional director push this agenda to the HR, because this is the HR agenda. HR has to drive in the KPI factor, okay. Now the second day, when we talk about the build versus buy, and we agreed that let's focus on the build part, we decided, okay, when we build up, how the HR will build up. HR is not going to build the marketplace for the talent. He's not going to build the talent. Is that something that we all of us agreed, and we all of us have jointly own the responsibility, because it's a shared vision, right? So each functional director, we talked about whatever the role comes between N-1 or N-2 or N-3 or critical roles, we always look at something from the internal talent pool. Because unless we do not develop the internal talent pool, the easy access is always buy it from the market. But what are we going to do with the internal talent? That's what we talk about. So unless we do not build a marketplace, when you have the consolidation of the market, what are the talents available, what are the talents skill set, what are the talents passion about, what are the talents wants to do that, you will not have a visibility that what are you going to do with this talent. So important is that you collect the data, you understand and evaluate the talent, what the talent is going to do with this, and what are you going to do that. Now look at this perspective from the, I look at some responses from all of you side. All of you work for a company in your department, somebody has joined from outside. How many of you feel that this role could have been taken care by internally somebody rather than externally hiring from externally? Right, quite a few, because we see that this could have been given the opportunity, senior level assignment, somebody internally, because internally people have been looking forward for the growth in the organization. But we do not have the patience to build the team, because we are easy route, we find out, give this assignment to the consultant, give them the two, three competitors and buy it from the market, and then we try to figure out that this person X and Y is not matching to our cultural, that's not matching to our the goal, that's not matching to our vision, right? We try to find out, right? So important is part is the building the talent marketplace and the AI. What AI is going to play that role, because AI removes the biasness. You have the data of the people, AI has the consolidation of the data, not look at from one factor, look at every angle. Your education, your passion, what you do, what you have done, what project you have done, what motivates you, what kind of talent you works, and then AI throw the data with you. Okay, these are the role and these are the compatibility part, you have the matching factor, right? I'm talking about even the people you have something. The people who's working in HR in my previous organization, people who work in HR, we relocate, we transferred into the product management team, and they're doing fantastic with the product management team. Have you ever thought about that? Hardly few. Because the next level we all talk about, after the CHR, we want to be the CEO. We never thought about becoming the sales head, we never thought about becoming a marketing head, right? Because we thought about, because our interest lies most on the next level. We never thought of what motivates me as an individual, right? Interest. So interest is absolutely lies here, but yes, the marketplace, you have to create a marketplace of the talent. When you have a marketplace, you have impact at the organization level, because you look at the inventory of the talents available. Whenever you have a project, when you have an expansion plan, whenever you have a next level of the critical assignment comes, you put up the data, put into the mobility front. So two things happen. One, you give a career path for the people from your internal team. You have second, you motivate the people. Other people look forward to the next level opportunities coming to me. Third, you have a diversity of thoughts coming from one place, one location to another location. From individual perspective, look at, from the individual perspective, it's all about talk about individual, like I have been taken care by as an organization. And I have my loyalty and the pride associated with this company. That's about the marketplace will be create about. And the AI is just enabling, is the throwing the data, how we'll use the data for our own purpose. Relying on the completely on AI is also not the solution, but yes, through the data, which data always help you in the taking the right decision. That's all the purpose of creating a marketplace enabling data. I'm looking at the time, it's just have 2 minutes. I'm just opening the session for all of you. If you have any question, we'll definitely take it. We have another 1 minute 50 seconds. Any question, any perspective?
Sir, one question I have. Sir, you spoke about talent. Now, you are saying that people sometimes do not realize their potential, which they may have, but they don't know that. Now, is it a possibility, I'm just exploring a possibility, is it a possibility that we are nudging a person towards a talent probably they have, so they may leave this particular position, the person is into HR, but talent lies in sales. So how many times is it a possibility it can create some confusion in that person? Okay, I'm into HR, I'm doing good, but my organization feels that I can do better there, and we're trying to push that person to take up another role. So can that cause some chaos in the person, or it can impedance in the career probably? Has it been your experience?
Wonderful question, honestly, first of all, right? See, when we organize a career discussion or a career conversation with the individual, right? So is individuals speak about their own interest, not only about what we are doing. We know that somebody is already doing fairly well in this current, right? When we always talk about the next level, right? The next level, what motivates you, what else you want to do it. Suppose that somebody is already doing fairly well in the current role, but we as an organization feel that this gentleman still have a more potential to contribute in some of the other ways, right? Or maybe the individual has an interest, but not getting the right opportunity to contribute in some of the other ways, right? So when we have a career conversation, we'll get to know that okay, this gentleman also have some interest in the project management. Some gentleman has a lot of interest in the marketing, product marketing, or some of the other interest. So what will happen? You have a data available, an interest available. So whenever you have assignment comes or a project comes, when you have a large 4-5 people of the team, you have to drive the certain innovation in the organization, you will include these people because they have already shown the interest, and you know that these people are willingly going to contribute, rather than I'm finding someone whom I don't know whether he or she has an interest to contribute in this role, and force as an organization, we are forcing his or her to come and be part of that, and we're not sure about their motivation level, right? So that career conversation helps individual in the terms, right? That's what about talking about the marketplace. When you create a marketplace, you don't talk about only basic detail about the demography of the individual. We talk about much beyond that. We talk about what you do in the free time, what would you do in the leisure time, or what kind of sports you like, which of the places you would like to go. That throws a lot of data, and the AI is actually going to populate this data with algorithm and help you in some of the not the suitability, but more within the compatibility front. Okay, this person gentleman is suitable for this role.
So what we have done at our organization is we have HR connect with every employee, and we keep collecting this data, and as in time required, we have moved people from different verticals, and they have succeeded. That's what we do.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. This time up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We would want to now felicitate you, and to do so, I request Mr. Vinay Pupala, Director HR, D-Bold Nixdorf, to please come upon the stage and felicitate our speaker, Mr. Dev Jha. Very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.